To solve an equation with one x, for example, 2x squared plus 15 equals 87, when we say 1x, we just mean that when you look at your equation, you see only a single x. There's not a 2x squared and a 15x. That would be two different x's. If we have an equation with just a single x, then you can use the steps outlined in this video to solve any equation with a single x. So the gist of it is we're going to use order of operations backwards to eliminate the numbers around the x. So over here I'm going to write our order of operations. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And so we're going to start with any numbers that are being added or subtracted. So those are the first numbers that we're going to undo. So if we look at this equation, we have this plus 15. So that's the first thing we'll undo. So we undo that by subtracting 15 from both sides. So now our equation simplifies to 2x squared equals 72. Now we look to see if there's any multiplication or division, which there is. There's this times 2. So we're going to divide both sides by 2, which will simplify then to x squared equals 36. Then we can undo the exponent. So the opposite of squaring something is to square root. And so when we square root, we're going to have 6 and negative 6. 6 and negative 6 as our two solutions. So again, you start at the bottom of PEMDAS and you work your way backwards because we're trying to undo what's happening. Okay, let's look at another example. So if we have negative x plus 3 squared plus 6 equals negative 8. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. So first we're looking for addition and subtraction. And we are not looking at the plus 3 because that is inside of the parentheses. So we can't go into the parentheses until we've gotten rid of everything else. So we don't deal with that plus 3 yet. That's in the parentheses. So it's the 6 that we get rid of first. So first we'll subtract 6, which will simplify to negative x plus 3 squared equals negative 14. Then there's this multiplication by this negative 1. So now we can divide by the negative 1, which will result in a regular x plus 3 equals positive 14. Then we can undo the exponent by square rooting both sides. And that will give us x plus 3 equals the positive square root of 14, which when you do your calculator, that will give you 3.74 and negative 3.74. And then now that we're done with the exponent, we can then go into the parentheses and subtract the 3. So I shouldn't have put those squiggly curly brackets yet. So then we can subtract the 3 to get that x is 0.74 and negative 6.74. So whenever solving an equation with a single x, you're just working from the bottom of PEMDAS up.